The Force-sensitive Anakin Skywalker was regarded as having the highest midichlorian count by the Jedi upon his induction into the Jedi Order, but with his great potential was an overconfidence and recklessness that served against him. On the planet of Geonosis, Anakin and his master Obi-Wan Kenobi had been pursuing the Separatist leader Count Dooku, eventually leading to a duel in the Sith's hangar. Anakin was too eager in going after the Sith and sustaining an injury to his right forearm. The soon-to-be Jedi Knight utilised his unrivalled determination to grow in power. In his subsequent duels with Dooku, Anakin began to improve his duelling abilities, firstly being able to absorb the Count's lightning attack and slowly using his power to get the upper hand on Dooku, with the final confrontation occurring during the Battle of Coruscant. The now established Jedi Knight and hero for the Galactic Republic flew through the chaos over his planet with his master to enter into General Grievous' flagship, the Invisible Hand, and making their way through to the observation spire, they are about to free the Chancellor from his shackles when Dooku entered with a pair of Super Battle Droids. As Dooku taunted the Jedi, Anakin remarked that his powers had doubled since their previous encounter, and the Jedi Knight was proved to be correct, with Dooku falling at his blade. But what if Anakin's powers had tripled instead of doubled? Would he have resisted the temptation to kill Dooku? Could the Jedi Council have made him a master? As you're going to find out, the multiplication of Anakin's power could have changed the outcome of the war. Aboard the ship of Admiral Yularen, the former Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano descended down the ramp with Bo-Katan and her Night Owls when she sensed an immensely powerful Force entity in the Force. Ahsoka soon realised that it was her master Anakin, and she soon asked if Obi-Wan had sensed a power surge. The Jedi Master had been so fixated on the war that he had not been aware of his Padawan, and he knew that Anakin was vulnerable to the temptations of the power of the Sith. As the alarms around the ship began to go off, Anakin and Obi-Wan parted ways with those aiming to capture Maul, and leapt into their starfighters. Anakin did not take the route that the Republic starfighters had carefully carved out for them, instead force pushing any droid tri-fighters and buzz droids away from his ship, then heading directly for the observation spire, where he sensed the Palpatine would be located. Obi-Wan could not catch up with the speed of Anakin, and using the route they had planned, the Jedi Master had entered into one of the lower hangar bays, then took a turbo lift to the observation deck. To his shock, neither Anakin nor Palpatine were in the large room, both of whom had already escaped to Coruscant, and Obi-Wan knew that he had to get off of the flagship as quickly as he could. Making a move to descend down the turbo lift, he is blocked by both Dooku and Grievous, and the Sith apprentice orders for the Jedi Master to hand over his lightsaber, preventing any more bloodshed. Obi-Wan had no intention of surrendering, and pushing the corpses of several Super Battle Droids right into the Separatists, he jumped down the shaft onto the bottom level, but he was stopped by the elevator ascending, and he rolled to the level of the bridge. Obi-Wan sprinted past the traps that had been deactivated by the number of strikes from the Republic ships, and gaining control of the ship, he pointed it down to Coruscant, not concerned that he only had half of a ship remaining. As it entered the atmosphere of the planet, the flames began to travel to the bridge, and Obi-Wan dived out of the window. He spotted a civilian ship and landed on its roof, then finally dropped to the ground. The Jedi Master immediately reports to the Council that Grievous and Dooku were missing from the crash landing, and the team of investigators and the Coruscant Underworld Police joined the Jedi in their search. The bodies of the Separatists are nowhere to be found, as they had in fact taken escape pods to another sector of the planet, regrouping with other members of the Separatist alliance. Dooku felt betrayed by Sidious, that he had not given him a sure road to safety, and upon finding the Sith Lord had returned to his office with the help of Anakin Skywalker, he ordered Dooku to head to Mandalore and deal with an old adversary, whilst Grievous was dispatched to Utapau to draw Obi-Wan away from Anakin. Dooku knew immediately that this was a trap from his master, but he decided that this was the most likely method of destroying the Sith, if he could communicate with the Jedi, and took his ship to the planet. Eventually hovering above Sundari, the Sith apprentice chanced upon a scene of chaos, with Maul's super commandos battling the Republic's 332nd Company and the Night Owls, and searching through the Force, he finally saw Ahsoka Tano in the palace throne room. The former Jedi Padawan was presently talking to Obi-Wan, and the Jedi Master ordered Ahsoka to turn and face Dooku, but to their surprise, he did not ignite his lightsaber. Looking at the hologram of Obi-Wan, he revealed the betrayal by his master aboard the Invisible Hand, and asked them to join him in helping to defeat the Sith. Obi-Wan could not sense any deception from Dooku, but he was still skeptical, and in a bid to prove his trust, Dooku decided to try and draw out Maul, hoping that his master had not caught on to his plans. The tension between Ahsoka and Dooku could be felt by all of those across the room, but Obi-Wan instructed Ahsoka to follow Dooku into the maze of underground tunnels, as he promptly disappeared to kill Grievous. Rex is quick to bind Dooku's hand with a pair of Durasteel stun cuffs, and the Sith apprentice uses his other senses to get closer to Maul, finding him huddled amongst a group of his commandos. The renegade Sith met to face Dooku, and the Separatist leader asked his counterpart to tell Ahsoka of the truth behind Sidious. Maul was about to mock Dooku, but he realised that they were both now on the same side in having a common enemy in Sidious, so he tells Ahsoka of what he had foreseen. The former Jedi shocked to learn that her master was being used by the mysterious Darth Sidious to be his future apprentice after Dooku, and asking for the identity of the Sith Lord, the dark side users cackled at the blindness of the Jedi. Dooku revealed that he had told Obi-Wan all he needed to know on Geonosis, so leaving Bo-Katan to prevent an escape, Ahsoka went back to the throne to regain the signal required to contact the Jedi Master on Utapau. Obi-Wan had just defeated Grievous on Utapau, and had just been about to report the development to the Jedi Council, but hearing the reports of Ahsoka, it dawned upon him that he had not dealt with the biggest threat. The Jedi Master decided he would keep the death of Grievous a secret until he could return to Coruscant, and expose Palpatine as Windu had been wanting to do. At the bridge of his destroyer, the Jedi Master received another transmission from Ahsoka Tano, but this one concerned the escape of both Dooku and Maul from the Undercity of Sundari, as the Zabrak had freed Dooku from his shackles and bullied the clones out of the way before leaving the planet. The Jedi Master was not concerned by their escape, but asked the clones to keep a watch for their ship, sensing that they would be returning to their home planet, seeking vengeance on their old master. Later landing back at the foot of the Jedi Temple, the clone troopers helped to carry the corpse of Grievous to the Council Tower, and there Obi-Wan relays what Ahsoka told him about the fate of Dooku, and his newest alliance with Maul. The Jedi Council is surprised by the move by Palpatine to betray Dooku, in the hopes of recruiting Anakin, and they all knew that their principles had to be cast aside to accommodate the Jedi Knight. Summoning Anakin in front of them, they anoint Anakin as the newest master in the Jedi Order, and most of his hate towards them had been forgotten. The imminent death of Padme still loomed in his mind, however, and he ran off to the Jedi archives to find a way to save her. Obi-Wan is concerned by the conflict surrounding his Padawan, and leaving Windu to arrest Palpatine, he found his Padawan seated in front of the statues of the Lost 20. Ahsoka had also joined the two Jedi from a siege of Mandalore, and attempting to convince the Jedi Master that Palpatine was telling him lies about his ability to save Padme. Anakin is still not convinced, and seeing that he was about to interfere in Palpatine's arrest, Ahsoka and Obi-Wan are forced to stun him. The duo are about to leave the archives, when a beam of light emitting from Anakin causes them to hide behind some crates, as the Jedi Master bursts back into life, then charged towards Palpatine's office. Obi-Wan knew he could not catch up to Anakin, and trying to search for any of the Masters that had attempted the arrest, he eventually found Master Windu, who was pointing his lightsaber at the Sith Lord's throat, and Obi-Wan ordered him to eliminate Palpatine as quickly as possible. Windu wasted no time in killing the Sith, but soon found himself being pushed out of the window by a furious Anakin. The Master of the Order tumbled to the surface, but managed to regain his balance in midair before perfectly landing on a passing ship, then informing the Jedi Council of Anakin's attack. Obi-Wan is not surprised, and has to think of an immediate solution, so he orders Ahsoka to bring Padme to Anakin, and prove that she was not at any risk of death. The terrified senator hurries to the Chancellor's office, and with Anakin surrounded by multiple Jedi, she bursts through, and then stopped at what she saw next. Padme saw that Anakin was being fueled by the dark side, even more so than his frenzy against the Tusken Raiders, or his fight with Senator Clovis. Daring herself to approach him, she tried to prove to Anakin that she was in perfect health, but nothing seemed to reach the Jedi Master. Ahsoka stepped forward, and decided that it would be best for her master to be distracted, so announced to the Jedi that Dooku and Maul had escaped from their grasp. Anakin leapt out of the window with his lightsaber sparkling in the night sky, and he entered his battle mode by heading for the closest clone troopers. The clone commander Marshal had revealed that the two dark side users had been tracked on a journey to Mustafar, and the Jedi Master wasted no time in deploying his starfighter for the planet. The Jedi pursue him as quickly as they possibly could, but they failed to pay attention to the situation in the Senate. Padme had been threatened into remaining on Coruscant, but she knew it would be best for the welfare of her children, and helped by Bail Organa, she found her way into a Senate pod. To her horror, Count Dooku stood where Chancellor Palpatine had previously been, and announced that he would be running for the role of Supreme Chancellor. Padme knew that there were no other candidates willing to take up such a role, and to the surprise of all of her allies, she declared that she would also be a candidate to succeed Palpatine. Dooku narrowed his eyes in anger as the senators headed for the exits to deliberate their decision, and immediately summoned the services of Cad Bane to eliminate the threat to his execution of Order 66. On the planet of Mustafar, Anakin had just discovered the deception that Dooku had planned, and where the Separatist alliance had previously situated, now sat Maul and members of his criminal empire. The Zabrak looked amused at the Jedi's intervention, waiting for their imminent destruction, when the Jedi received an incoming transmission from Coruscant. Padme pleaded with the Jedi to return to the planet, as Dooku was planning something suspicious with his attempts to become the Supreme Chancellor, and she could not delay his progress. Anakin wasted no time in throwing his lightsaber in a perfect arc, decapitating everyone seated at the table of the Separatist war room, then leapt back onto his ship on his way to Coruscant. On his journey through hyperspace, Anakin sensed something horrible in the Force, and attempting to reach out to Padme, he felt her and the children to be in a great deal of pain, so he contacted Senator Organa. The Alderaanian politician gathers his personal battalion of clone troopers, and entering Padme's apartment, they see Cad Bane holding his pistol to Padme's head. After a small standoff, one of the clones booted the head of the Duros hunter, and Bane found himself hovering outside of the apartment. The bright lights of a police speeder forced him to escape into the underworld of Coruscant, watching the Jedi returning to the home planet to stop Dooku. Anakin rushed through to the Senate building, where the results for the vote were about to be concluded, when the Jedi rushed in and charged to the last remaining Sith. Dooku ignited his lightsaber in defense, and used his other hand to fend off the Jedi with the lightning attack, but whilst the other Jedi surrounded him in nearby Senate pods, Anakin had no mercy for the person that had just ordered an assassination on Padme. Pushing Dooku to the edge of the Senate pod, Anakin disarmed the Sith Lord, before killing him like Palpatine had planned for him to do on the Invisible Hand. The rage within Anakin had not reduced, and barging the Jedi out of the way, he ran to the Grand Republic medical facility, where Padme was giving birth to Luke and Leia. Anakin returned to his usual Jedi self, with Padme surviving the birth of their children, and later it being confirmed that she had also won the vote to become the new Supreme Chancellor. The Jedi are shocked to hear that Padme had been right about Dooku's deceptive plan, with the revelation of Contingency Order No. 66, designed to eliminate the Jedi, and all of the clones that were active or in development had their inhibitor chips removed, and any of the Kaminoans were taken into custody. Anakin was able to remain a Jedi Master, despite his breach of the Jedi Code, for his exceptional acts in defeating the Sith, then becoming the most powerful Jedi in the galaxy. That is if what if Anakin's powers had tripled since he last met Dooku. If you enjoyed this what if, please like this video, turn on that notification bell, click that subscribe button on this channel, as well as on my other channel What If Films. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd all like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you all very much for watching, and see you next time.